Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tatjana Gürbaca. I'm an opera director, and I'm right now in a rehearsal here in the Opera House. So I just left the rehearsal to come here to see you, and you can imagine it's quite exciting. When I was informed 3 days ago to come here to hold a speech, and I didn't know anything about TEDxFlanders, I went to the website, I saw all these extremely professional, wonderful, intelligent speakers. I got scared and I thought I have to cancel it immediately. But then I met people who organized this, and I met yesterday all the other speakers. And suddenly I got into it and I thought, well, maybe it's not so different from opera. Maybe TEDx has something to do with what we are doing usually. What is opera? What is theater? I think theater is communication. It belongs to a level that is above feeding and mating and protecting ourselves. It's in a level that deals with intellectual and spiritual things. It's so much. It's a location where an interpersonal social discourse can take place. And I think this is so seldom in our times that we have spaces for this. It's what Richard Sennett calls the res publica, the public affair. Where do we have spaces in our times, in our cities, to come together, to talk about our dreams, our nightmares, our hopes, our fears, to create new utopias? And thank you for the music. And I think theater can be a place like this, because theater and art is free and everything is possible in this room, on this stage. It's a place where we find ourselves mirrored, and I think this is very, very important, that theater takes place now, and it's done for us and for our times. So what is the profession of a stage director? I think in the beginning there should be always the question, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this piece, this opera, in our times? First of all, I'm like an archaeologist. I start collecting all these little shards and bodies and try to blow the dust away from them and to find out where's the coherence between the time of origin of an opera and our times. Why do I have to stage a certain piece? And then I become a kind of interpreter, because I try to show you the operas in a way that it means something to you. I think it's so important to be aware that theater is not a museum, but it's really, it must be lively and vital, and it must bleed, it must hurt, it must make you laugh and must make you cry and make you think. And I think that's also the reason why we really need new pieces and new operas, because we need pieces of our times, not just pieces of other times, even if a stage director can do a lot to bring it to us. And it's not just intellectual, it's also sensual. It captivates us by touching our emotions, by constituting empathy, which is maybe even more important than making us think, because displacement and alienation do not exist any longer in this room. When you are there as an audience, you become part of a bigger thing. And it's different than cinema, because it's live, it's now. It's real people being on stage, doing something for you. I think especially opera, that is a species that includes so many other forms of art, with all this lavishness and its complexity and ambiguities. Especially opera is the most convincing contradiction against the one-dimensional human being that is nothing but a consumer. If we feel touched, then we might retransform from a passive, hushed mass into witnesses of a proceeding, and maybe we can change into a creative and really active power. Thank you.